All right. I think we're on.
Hi.
Are we sure we're unmuted?
I'm pretty sure we're unmuted. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're unmuted.
Okay.
I'm hoping. I want you guys in the comments to help us out.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So if you're watching this right now, you give us, especially if you're, I don't care if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter or Periscope, which is the same thing. Do you guys know that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's totally.
Okay. And they don't have a clue.
No.
And then if you're watching on YouTube, any of them, if you can just give me a thumbs up in the chat to make sure that you guys can hear us, because I'm trying to loop the audio from our mixer into our recording system, into StreamYard, and
making sure it all works,
making sure it's running.
It's
and
functional.
Sam,
yes.
I need to fix your camera.
Did I move again?
No, it's not you.
Oh,
it's not you. It's them.
It's not you. It's me.
I think we're a little better.
No touching my water. That's my water.
All right, I got a thumbs up from Cam Ray.
All right, at least one of them can hear us, so that's good enough.
Now I got to look over and make sure I've got it on our
other platforms,
our streaming platform, our outputs.
You all right there, Nate?
Yeah, I think we're gonna be good to go. Hey, I'm gonna play a sound effect, and if you guys in the chat can give us a heads up, and make sure you guys hear that sound effect, you'll know what it is when it comes on. So. Reply accordingly.
That's a good one to pick. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll know if they've heard
reply accordingly on here, because we want to make sure that you guys can hear us. So while I'm doing this, let me explain. I want to make sure that the audio is going through everywhere. So thanks, guys. So let me explain what we're doing here. You guys ready to do this?
Yeah.
Sure. Nate, you good?
Mm-hmm.
I got your head weird.
Oh, okay.
His head's always weird.
It is
a little weird. I'm trying to match you up with Sam's because, it's like you're 6 feet taller than him.
Well, he's probably going to end up being taller than me at one point.
Wait,
which
me?
I'm not a huge. Yes.
Why am I taller?
The way that the cameras are. Yeah.
Well, I think you're sitting up more straight.
Oh, and this one is
okay. So let me explain what's going on, guys.
All right.
Rather than a big produced video show, we have decided we're going to go live on our Facebook group. We're going to go live on Twitter, go live on YouTube. And again, if you heard that sound effect come through earlier, please put it in the comments. That you just reply. If you heard it, you should be able to reply with a specific response that'll let us know that you heard it. But
they're probably a good few seconds.
Yeah, I know you guys are behind, so I'm just mentioning it again. We're gonna let you guys watch us from start to finish, and when we say that, we're not talking about just the show that we normally do and what you get on the podcast, but everything that happens before, everything that happens after, straight through from the beginning. Like we've got notes, we've got our show notes and everything here, but we're going to be we're going over those together here in a second, and just having a good time chatting it up and getting planned out for the show and making sure Nate gets to practice his intro, because
I always do it great.
Oh yeah,
I never have
on the podcast. You got it. That's why we practice.
No, I'm going to show you. I can do it one try.
One time.
One try.
Okay.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
So
I believe,
and we've got all these notes that I put together that, can I be honest? Most of the time they haven't even looked at them when we get ready to start recording. So
I read what you sent us. Okay?
I did. If I send them something and tell them to read
we go over this,
they're good to go
in the beginning. So
yeah, absolutely.
Have we gotten any?
We haven't gotten to this is the way here, so I'm a little concerned.
Well, now you
spoiled it.
I know. I'm a little concerned though. With that, need to hear some responses.
Yeah, let me check my handy dandy.
See where they're at in the conversation.
Yeah.
I didn't hear it, is what Camry said. That's what I'm worried about.
That's still on the countdown timer for my phone.
That's
your phone sucks.
Oh wait.
No, it doesn't suck. You have Samsung. So
yeah, Samsung's good.
If it was Apple, I would say.
Be quiet. Oh yeah.
Wait, no, keep going.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about that. So
yeah, I know the I've spoken
didn't,
hasn't shown
it
up.
didn't go through.
Nope.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out how to get it to run.
So we've got
here.
podcast like mic audio, but not sound effects.
See,
see, like we said, this is like start finish.
Pirates of the Caribbean is blasting in the background. Are you at Disney? Are you at Magic Kingdom, Cam? That's pretty cool. He's in Tampa, so he can do this.
Okay.
All right, so. All right, I think maybe that's going to work this time with that. So if you heard it, then Disney Plus. Okay. Right, we're literally just letting you guys see what's going on here. So we're checking our own audio here. We want it to work, so they're checking it.
Wait, no, keep going. We're way behind.
Well, it's way after that.
Yeah, I know.
If you heard it, we're literally just letting you guys see what's going on. So we're checking our own. All right. Well, let's talk about the show while we're waiting. You guys will give us a comment.
So this loop.
Well, it's way after that.
You're about to play this.
No, he already played it, Sammy.
I may not have switched the mics yet. So, all right, this is
Dude,
terrible.
I think I just heard this is the way.
Okay.
It was kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Again, just let us know in the chat. I'm not going to worry about it anymore. It seemed a little quiet on the audio, and I'm not sure if that was like from my headphones or what that was from, but
We will get
I
it
did hear
figured.
this is the way.
All right. All right. So let's talk about the show. Nathan, we'll talk about
Yes.
your intro in just a second.
Oh, okay. So we're not doing that.
Banter. What we're going to do again, you guys are just seeing everything that we do in the planning stage here.
It's going to kind of spoil everything. But.
Yeah, that's okay. Live on the Tatooine Sons discussion group. So we're going to be talking about being on that Twitter, YouTube, which obviously there's a bunch of you guys that have already figured that out. Rewatching The Mandalorian. So we're going to talk about how we started rewatching that again.
Yeah.
And maybe you guys can give some revelations as to some new things that you saw or a different perspective now that you know the whole thing.
How many episodes did we watch last night?
4.
Yeah,
I
we
thought-
got up to the...
we finished Gunslinger, which was episode 5.
Was it 5?
Yes, I think we did get
so
through.
we can finish it tonight if we want to.
Potentially.
Potentially.
And then I'm going to talk about Star Wars Rebels Revisited, the show that we're going to be doing with that. Let's talk about the poll.
Oh,
BB Nate.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Who's going to take which of these responses on the poll?
I'll do the first one.
You'll do the first one?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll do the last
So
one.
Sam, you got Starlight Digest.
Mhm.
BB Nate, you've got WJ Wagner 77.
Yes.
It's not two
At.
ads. It's not two ads.
It's an AT-AT.
It's an at.
Even though that's not how you
That's called
say
a
it.
typo,
It is an
so-
AT-AT, okay?
Notice it
Not
says
at.
There we
Because
go.
when you do an ATS,
Yeah, is it
you don't-
at AT? Is it
at-
at? They didn't say that in The
He
Mandalorian.
didn't. Okay.
At-
And then I'm going to ask you for your thoughts on this week's poll.
Cool.
Coming up. All right. Hot takes. You guys have been going through that. We'll skip that since
Yeah, I think we were familiar enough with it. Maybe.
with those. Let's talk about.
Oh,
the
I'm
main
talking
topic.
about the okay. Cool.
You right there, Nate?
I didn't know what I was talking about, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
so
wait.
we're okay.
Yeah. So obviously we'll give our initial Dryden boss thoughts
Cool.
for everybody, and then Sam, you're going to talk about him being like a gangster. You read that information I sent.
Yeah, I read that whole
So you can
article.
speak to that.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
understand what we're talking about there. Nate, that's kind of cool. What you get to talk about. I don't want to tease it on the show.
Yeah, that is pretty neat, actually.
All right, Star Wars Studio. You know, you may not like this show very much if you say Clone Wars is a lot better than Rebels.
Oh, you hurt me.
No.
You're so wrong, though.
But that's okay. Everybody can have their opinion,
Even if it's
when
wrong.
they're wrong.
even if they're wrong. We love you. Thanks. And then I've got Face of Evil. And that's let's talk about
face
anything else.
of evil because his
His face is all weird. Yeah.
No, actually, that's not what that was about.
Well, you missed
But I'll use the pun that you brought it up. so.
hashtag missed opportunity.
No, we're gonna use it. So all right. Anything else you guys got? Which ones you got
Oh,
figured out?
crap.
About squadrons.
I'm doing the cantina.
Okay.
Yes.
That
When you get the leftovers.
That's it. All right. So when we record our audio podcast, we let Nathan practice the intro a couple of times before he
We
actually
do.
does it live. But once we start the recording, we don't stop.
One take.
We go all the way through start to finish, from the beginning to the end. So
Just keeps the flow better.
it just makes it so and it's a lot easier to edit. Okay, if you heard that quote, that'll be on the show.
That was interesting.
All right.
Nice.
I certainly heard that.
Okay.
Just
Well, you can
for-
change your volumes over there, guys. So
Well,
turn it down just a little bit.
anyway.
I think we're going to be good to go. Practice yours real quick, BB Nate.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead and practice
Wait,
first.
no.
Good. You're good.
No, you first. It's okay.
Yeah, you're good.
No, I'm
Who
serious.
talk first? I talk first. You talk first. Okay. all right,
Practice
I guess.
yours.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 131 of Tatooine Sons. Why are you pointing at things? This is very just.
Because when I point over here, it goes to you on the screen.
Oh, that's weird. It's
And
mirrored.
when I point over here, it goes to you on the screen.
That's so
All
weird.
right, I'm
That's
gonna start.
weird.
I'm gonna start again.
Are you gonna keep distracting him?
just Okay.
Yeah, I want to practice it. So go for it.
All right. Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 131 of Tatooine Sons. At first glance, we're led to believe that Dryden Voss is the primary villain of Solo, a Star Wars story. But when everything shakes out, it's not so clear. We'll talk about Voss, the changes to his character during production of the film, and the villain behind the villain in Solo.
Yeah, so you understand like the way to pronounce like express that is the villain behind the villain.
in Solo. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, there we go.
Before that, we'll discuss some of the highlights of the Mandalorian Season 2 issue of Entertainment Weekly, poll results, and more.
Oh yeah,
It's
the quote
time for
is
Tatooine Sons.
the
That clip.
That's what I assume. It's time for Tatooine Sons.
All right, so let's practice it one more time, and then I'll explain some more stuff to our
faster
viewers.
and more intense. I'm kidding. Don't actually go faster.
I can go faster.
It was-
for it.
no,
No,
I-
I can
seriously.
go faster.
Practice
All right.
it.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 131 of Tatooine Sons. At first glance, we're led to believe that Dryden Voss is the primary villain of Solo, a Star Wars story. But when everything shakes out, it's not so clear. We'll talk about Voss, the changes to his character during production of the film, and the villain behind the villain in Solo.
In Solo.
In Solo.
In Solo.
I said in.
Uh,
I was about to say
Solo.
of Solo, and then I went un.
Symbolic emphasis is important. Yes, exactly, Cameron.
Do what?
That's what somebody said. Cameron said on here. Okay. Yeah, go for it. One more
Before that, we'll discuss some of the highlights of the Mandalorian Season 2 issue of Entertainment Weekly, poll results, and more.
practice like you play, buddy. All right, do that quote again. That paragraph again.
Before that, we'll discuss some of the highlights of the Mandalorian Season 2 issue of Entertainment Weekly, poll results, and more. It's time for Tatooine Sons.
All right. I think we're gonna go.
I think it's time.
It's time. So here's what we're gonna do. Once we start the recording, I'm gonna count it down. I'm gonna hit start. Nathan's gonna start talking. We are not gonna pay attention to any of
Yeah,
you.
we're going to just shut off
because
your
we
camera.
get focused on the comments over here and everything going on screen and audio and such. I hope the audio is playing through. I'm going to be curious to see when we see the playback later if the audio from this is. I'll figure it out. There's a great StreamYard community to help me with that. But right now we need to focus on the show.
Yep.
And so we'll do that. We'll record the podcast, and then afterwards, keep your thoughts, your comments coming on the side. Talk with each other about some things, because afterwards we can debrief, get some feedback from you guys, and chat and talk
Q&A.
a little bit. Are we good?
Sure.
Yep.
All right.
I'm zoning out. Okay.
All
No,
right.
let's not do that.
Let's focus in. We always like to say a prayer before we get started because God knows we need it. All right.
Yes.
Of course.
So let's pray. Father, thank you for today, for your love, Lord, your grace and your mercy. We don't deserve you. We don't deserve what you've done for us, Lord. Lord, we ask for peace in our hearts and our home. And we pray that you will just help us to have an awesome hour talking about Star Wars and just having fun together. And we pray this in Jesus' name.
Amen.
All right.
All right. You guys ready for this?
Ready.
Let's do this.
All right. I'm going to count it down. 5, 4, 3.
Welcome, Star Wars fans, to episode 131 of Tatooine Sons. At first glance, we're led to believe that Dryden Voss is the primary villain of Solo, a Star Wars story. But when everything shakes out, it's not so clear. We'll talk about Voss, the changes to his character during the production of Solo, and the villain behind the villain in Solo. Before that, we'll discuss some of the highlights of the Mandalorian Season 2 issue of Entertainment Weekly, poll results, and more. It's time for Tatooine Sons.
Huh?
I don't have an cheetah.
Yeah, you better figure it out.
I
They can't hear any of this right
I-
now.
Oh, okay.
I
okay.
cut out half.
I need help.
Did you really?
well, the changes to his character during the
Uh,
production of the film. And I was like, the changes to his character during production of Solo. I totally.
I'm totally not. I have no idea what to say. And if you're not a Star Wars fan,
You should still go see
then-
Solo because it's a fantastic heist film.
no. None of this. I can't figure out how to spin any of this.
You better figure it out. I'm getting ready to take the mic off.
I'm just gonna wing it.
I'll say it slowly this time. Welcome, Star Wars fans. This is Tatooine Sons, your weekly look into all things Star Wars from the unique perspective of a father who shares his love of Star Wars. You messed me up with his two sons. I am Nathan. I'm joined
BB Nate.
BB Nate. And I'm joined first by my brother Sam Malahai.
That was like perfect.
All
right, Sam.
And now you got to send it off to me, and I'm also not prepared. A shoot to Star Wars fans, thanks for tuning in. And if you're not a Star Wars fan, then you won't notice anything wrong with what I'm saying right now because you don't watch the show.
You could have talked about the fact that Achuta was one of the in the opening scenes of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, but
And
I was
we
a
were
little
talking
pressed for time. Okay.
And I didn't know you took the mic off. You're like, I'm about to
I
take
said
the-
I'm taking.
He
I'm about to take
literally
the mic
said,
off.
"I'm taking
He
the
said
mic off."
you said you're about to take the mic off, and so I thought that was gonna be a little bit
Yeah.
further along.
No, we're good.
Well, this is already
All
a
right,
great
all
start.
All right, and
Yeah.
of course you can't have stars without bizarre father figures who take the mic off without letting their children know while recording a podcast. My dad's a bow tie Jedi guy.
Yeah, so here's the reality. If you're listening to this on audio right now, we actually are broadcasting live on
YouTube,
our Facebook group.
Twitter.
Yeah,
And Facebook
our Facebook discussion group. We've got it on
Periscope.
Periscope, which is really Twitter Live,
Right.
which that's the first time we've ever done anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And actually YouTube Live, which I don't think we've ever done YouTube Live.
Mm,
Maybe we have.
Except for the
We-
Rebel stuff.
Yeah, we did it a
some
little bit. For
well, I don't know if we
Rebels.
did Rebels live.
We did.
but we did some
Our
stuff.
reaction to the final season we did live.
That's true. Okay,
So-
so yeah, and I think we did a reaction to the. We did a trailer reaction to something last year.
Was it
No,
Rise?
It was I don't remember anyway.
Anyway,
And
We weren't ready for certain pieces of the
Nope.
audio, so I
Nope.
apologize.
but that's just Tatooine
BB
Sons
Nate
for
was
you.
talking, nervous talking while I turned the mic on, and Sam didn't have his Achuta.
Okay, I
Is it
have a
Achuta or Ichuta?
Achuta.
Ichuta is a really bad word.
It's so bad they can't even translate it.
Yeah, and Achuta is
Hello,
good one.
or hey.
Okay, so-
hey,
So it's kind of not convenient that they're so similar.
It is what it is. We want to have fun when we do Star Wars talking, so that's what we're gonna do right here. So, how's your day gone? Normal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Nothing-
much.
nothing-
Good Sunday.
Too much.
So we talked about the first piece that we were going to talk about already, which was broadcasting this
Just-
live
yeah.
on our discussion group. So we're good on that. We kind of hinted at it, so let's talk about it. We are rewatching The Mandalorian in
Yeah.
preparation for the premiere of
Second
season 2
season.
in less than 50 days. I think it's like 47 days.
And we still don't have a trailer.
I know. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. But let's talk about the rewatch right now. How many episodes did we watch last night?
I think like 5. It was pretty quick too. It didn't feel.
Well, that's because they're a
long.
lot shorter than we originally thought they were going to be. Which
That's
was
true.
going to be hour-long episodes. They were
Yeah.
like sometimes
Half
30,
an hour. Yeah.
26.
and then they get longer towards the end of the season. I think,
True.
if I'm not mistaken, aren't they?
Yeah, there were some 45-minute ones, but they were not as common
I
as
think the last
half
episode
hour.
is the longest. I think it's 52 or something like that.
Okay.
That'll be good. So,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the Mandalorian season 1 now that you've had space after watching it all the way through, and now you're doing a rewatch? What are your thoughts on it?
It's
I
fine.
I admire the writing more now that I know what's happening with it. I'm able to notice why they're doing certain things, and it's interesting to see the pace of it, because you'll be watching it and you're like, oh wow, the pacing for this is way different than a movie would be, since this is a TV show. Like he's on Tatooine and stuff, and he's just moving from section to section a lot quicker than you would in like a movie. So it's interesting to notice those things the second way through. But as for like details and stuff, I don't think I've really noticed anything too significant. So
what about you, Sam? BB Nate?
I've always
I
loved
gotta
the
turn
show,
differently on the video. So
and
What's that?
and I've seen the first, second, and third episode a ton of times. I don't know why, but I just have. I think because I kept watching them when they first came out because I loved the show so much. So I really remember those. But 4 and 5, I didn't remember that much at all. So it was fun to see them.
4
again.
is the one with Bryce Dallas Howard
Yes.
yeah, that's
that
the
directed it.
yeah.
Right. The one where he has his lady friend.
yeah,
He
and the
beat
ATST and all
freaking-
that.
Yeah. So it is what it is. It was a good
Yeah,
episode.
I like that
I
Is
episode.
that, is that your new phrase for this episode?
It is today.
What?
It
Lady
is
friend?
what it is.
Oh, it
It
is,
is what it is. Yeah. I feel like that's going to be the Pee Wee Herman's word of the day. You guys don't even know what that is, do you?
Nope.
They don't
Pee-wee
know what Pee Wee
Herman's?
Herman's.
Oh, I
word
know
of
who
the
Isn't
day
he
is.
like
Herman is.
Mr. Bean kind of?
Yeah, we don't want to talk about Pee Wee Herman, okay? Because he had a run in with the law. Let's just say.
Really?
And it was really weird.
Okay.
Um,
Does it have anything to do with his name being Pee-wee? That face.
Yeah. So
All right, moving on. That's way off topic.
I'm not sure what we just talked about there.
All right.
I've enjoyed. I've watched. I watched it flying. With a trip recently. I think it was when I was coming back from
Colorado.
No, when I was coming back from Nicaragua back in February, I
Yes.
watched the entire thing all the way. Front.
How
to
long
back.
was that flight?
Like 4 or 5 hours.
How were you able to watch it?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Maybe I'd watched a little bit of it earlier. I don't remember,
Oh,
but
okay.
What's weird though is like I love this show, and I've only seen every episode I think just once.
why do you think that that's the case?
Well, I think part of it is I just don't watch TV shows very much, especially on my own time. It's generally when we're in a family, and I just don't go sit and binge shows very much. So I liked The Mandalorian when it came out, but I figured there are other things I want to do on my own time. But now that we are watching it, I am enjoying it. And I've noticed when it comes to TV shows, I like shows better that have like one overarching kind of storyline throughout the season. Like we just watched Cobra Kai, and it's got, each episode is its own story, but it's all, one thing, as opposed to something like, I don't know, House. It's more of a case by case basis. Literally,
There's no reason for you to watch the next episode.
right? But with The Mandalorian or Cobra Kai or things like that, there's always a connective story. So I think that's why I enjoy it a little bit better, or at least enjoy watching more of it.
Cool. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And just so you know, we've got some new stuff that we're going to be doing. I think we've talked about it a couple times now, last few episodes, but we're planning, and part of the reason that we're broadcasting live on our platforms through Facebook, through StreamYard, is to try to make sure that we've got the audio, the video, everything working the right way.
Yes.
So that we can use that platform to record a episode by episode breakdown of the best Star Wars animated series, Star Wars Rebels,
the Clone Wars, the 2D animated one, right?
Ooh, the 2003
that's
one.
not bad. Tartakovsky's.
I did like that one.
Yeah, but no, the best one is Star Wars Rebels.
I know, and I'd have to.
We're going to go through all 4 seasons. We're going to go episode by episode. Our goal is to have, as much as possible, a weekly episode with it, but we're not going to record it every week. We're going to record one time per month is the goal. Knock out 4 episodes and then have them ready to go. And we will not be doing those live because of that, because that would be hard to do it every week and record them all at once for 4 episodes. So.
That's a new one.
I have thrown some different ones in here this time. So, I think that's going to come out starting in October. Is the goal?
Cool.
Is to have that.
Nice.
So, why don't we talk about last? I'm going to get it right. You going okay over there, BB Nate? He's yawning. All right, we're going to talk about last week's podcast poll of the week. All right. So last week's podcast poll of the week had to do.
We're unmuted, right?
Yeah, we're unmuted.
Okay.
It had everything to do with Thrawn. Of course, which Thrawn is your favorite? Vote and reply with your why. You guys did okay. Not as good as the week before. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let's
slacking.
Let's go with instead of like 400 and some votes, you had 273 votes. We need to do better than that. But right now, our poll for this week that hasn't technically even come out yet. I released it early. It's got like 100 and some votes already. So you guys are doing good. We'll talk about that.
They already knew that they had messed up last week, so
I think so. Yeah, they're already taking initiative with this. Which one is your favorite? Legends, Star Wars Rebels, or new canon novels? I think we all agreed that it was Rebels for us. No, I think you said novels.
I think I liked the new novels best.
I said Legends.
You
That's
said
right.
Legends.
I said Legends.
We all corresponded with our respective topic because.
But I mean, it wasn't like we planned that. Like we all genuinely agreed with
we chose.
Yeah.
So, all right. Who's got the first one there? Sarlacc Digest.
Well, aren't we going to give them the results?
Oh yeah, we should do that.
No. We're going to let them guess.
Just
keep them on their toes.
Well, if you're
go to our Twitter page.
Yeah.
Look at them yourself and then vote on the new poll.
And this is definitely because these two have no clue how hard it would be to find that poll right now on Twitter.
I have
because
no
of
clue.
all of the thread that's there. So
I have
anyway,
no idea how Twitter
which
works.
Thrawn is your favorite? Legends, Star Wars Rebels, new canon novels. Legends and new canon novels tied
That's pretty crazy.
I don't think we've
tie.
ever had that happen on a poll
No.
like that. I mean, we've had them really close,
Yeah.
but a complete tie down to like the 10th%,
Mhm.
29.3% legends and new canon novels. And then we had 41.4% said Star Wars Rebels.
Landslide.
It was a landslide.
Interesting.
All right, who's got the first one?
That'll be me. This is from at Sarlacc Digest. They said, the last 4 books have given me a way better perspective on the man, to the point where I wish he was my boss in real life. I'm all about solving puzzles, giving credit when things work, taking the blame when things go bad. The dude was a legend in the Empire and with the Chiss. See, I agree with this guy. He gives you the new books really did give you a deeper look into the character.
Okay, did we all have our topics chosen from last week again for the comments?
I don't know. We'll
Probably.
see. Who's got the next one? Legends. Yeah, that's it. JT Deal, DIEHL 74. So JT Deal 74, the Legends trilogy, because it got me back into Star Wars and reading. Thanks, Timothy Zahn. I think that's
a good reason.
a good reason. It was the way that's what Legends did for me, or that's what the Thrawn series, Heir to the Empire series, did for me with Star Wars. So, all right.
Now you have at oh wait,
That's
sorry,
not
just
right.
at WJ Wagner 77. That is WJWAGNER 77. Just want to make sure they knew that. It's been a long.
I don't know why I just felt like saying that.
All right. It's been a long time since I read the Legends versions. I liked it that they brought him through Rebels.
You're having a hard time there, Nate.
Well, I mean, I'm having to read it through the mic. I'll just read it
So
this way.
re-angle.
It's been a long time since I read Legends versions. I liked it that they brought him in through Rebels. I see the new canon as an extension of Rebels.
Yeah, and lots of people had comments about how they felt that the last 2 answers, Rebels and the new canon novels, was basically the same Thrawn. What do you think about that?
It is the same Thrawn, but no, because he changes. Now we have Thrawn Ascendancy, which is way before Rebels Thrawn. That's not even Empire Thrawn. Then we have Thrawn Alliances, which happens before he's even in the Empire, and then we get to see the more fleshed out version of him. And it focuses on him. We get to see his background, not him being the bad guy.
Yeah, I think it's still the same character. I think we just get a different perspective on it. In the books, he's the protagonist, so you're going to see things differently in the book than you are in the TV show, where he's going against the good guys in a sense. So I can see the confusion there for sure.
That's exactly how I responded. I said, in the novels, he's the hero,
right?
He's the protagonist. He's and you see him as almost the good guy.
Well, yeah, even when he's going up against rebels,
exactly,
like Night Swan and stuff.
Exactly. But in Rebels, he's the bad guy. He's the antagonist, and he's a secondary character. He's not a primary character. He's a fun character. He's awesome in Rebels.
Yeah, but
he's not the primary character in the Thrawn novels. And so it feels like a very different Thrawn to me because we're seeing a different perspective on it. So, all right, this week's poll, the one that's out there right now, it's got like 110 votes already as we're recording, which is really cool. That's like prophetic or something. All right. Who was the true villain of Solo: A Star Wars Story? Vote and reply with your why. Dryden Voss, Tobias Beckett, or Maul?
Maul.
Why? You can't just say it.
Maul, because he was one working Dryden Voss, which was one working Tobias Beckett. So technically, Maul was the real villain.
He's controlling both of them. All right, Sam.
It's Kira.
Oh, don't be like that.
She was a jerk. She betrayed Han.
She dumped
pretty messed
Han.
up.
But I think
she used him.
And we haven't talked about Kira on the show a whole lot, but I think.
Do we put her in greatest villain?
No. Kira. What?
She was manipulated.
Kira realized that if she went with Han, that Maul and Crimson Dawn would never stop hunting them, and she actually says that. On I think is it Severine? Is that where they're at the end, where they're getting the coaxium?
Yeah, you're right.
She's saying that she's like, you can't get away. There's no future. All of this kind of stuff, and she's got to go along with Han's plan to get him to leave, and go get Chewie, knowing that there's no way that she can go with him, and it's not because she's trying to betray him; it's because she loves him.
Yeah, I know.
She's not a villain.
So, okay, is our next topic going to be the greatest?
Secondary characters?
No, the greatest gray characters in Star Wars. Not really doing either side.
I'm not sure. I was thinking about doing greatest bounty hunters. I was going to do greatest scoundrels,
greatest smugglers, greatest pirates.
Scoundrels,
greatest droids.
Droids, yeah.
Droids might be fun.
Yeah, because there's enough there. I think you could work
Droids
with.
would be fun. K2SO, L3, of course, R2,
AP5.
C3PO, AP5, Chopper.
Yeah,
There'd be some fun stories
because they don't get a lot of
They
attention.
don't get enough love.
Man, we might have did something here.
We might have come up with something. All right. Well, moving forward, new info, but no trailer for The Mandalorian. Poe Dameron is a Poe Dameron.
Poe
Did I say it?
Dameron.
Poe Dameron. Poe Dameron is a slimy, double-crossing, no-good swindler.
Heard that one before.
Yeah, that's Lando's words. And Daisy Ridley is saying we've got a chance at seeing her in Star Wars again. That's all next.
So
on
you're
Hot Takes.
saying got a chance?
Going on, Mike. All right. You know, I was saying when we were doing the last thing that we weren't on mic when you were earlier.
Yeah.
We might have been for the video stream now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway,
Did we say anything that might?
I don't think we said anything that was inappropriate. We don't say anything inappropriate. All right, still no trailer, but we have gotten some official info on season 2 of The Mandalorian.
No, I'm all self-conscious.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, let's start this again. Still no trailer, but we've gotten some official info on season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Woo! This is the way.
This is from EW.com. You guys read it, right? EntertainmentWeekly.com.
Yeah.
Favreau,
It was a long article.
It was a long article. Let's talk about some of the things. So
Most of it was just not season 2 stuff.
Let him finish.
What is with that?
They're holding everything back. Okay, let's talk about it. All right. Why haven't we gotten more season 2 info yet?
What is going on? What is so important that they're not releasing stuff?
Either they've got a lot of big information they don't want coming out,
Or they're just
they've got
lazy.
nothing. Those are the only options.
Or they're
I can think of.
lazy and just don't want to put anything out.
I don't think they're lazy. I think either
They're
they're gonna
lazy.
be dropping there's some serious stuff in this series that
I mean, they're talking about in the article though that they have to meet that bar of the last season.
right. Like
yeah, we're going to talk about that, but I'm just talking about why haven't we seen more season 2 stuff right now?
I just don't. I don't.
I feel like
It
there has
could
to be some.
It could be because of the how do I put this lightly? Political climate right now. Maybe they don't want to overshadow certain things by
No, give
putting
me
this
my
information-
Star Wars.
Well, you know what I mean, Nathan. They've got to be careful too. They've got PR, and they need to be careful about it. That could be part of the reason.
Overshadow what though?
like political,
stuff.
you know.
No, they're
stuff.
not worrying about that.
No,
I don't know.
They don't care about that. at all.
Okay, then I have no idea.
I feel like they're holding stuff back because they have so much big announcements that they can't try. I feel like they are like, we have so many big
don't want the
announcements in
hype to
this.
die yet.
They're probably like, we have so many big announcements in the series. We don't have enough to put in a trailer.
Well,
If that
let's
doesn't
talk it
reveal
through.
stuff.
So in the article early on, John Favreau, producer
oh yeah, I know that guy.
and all around really cool guy.
He made Iron Man.
He made Iron Man, yeah. He mentions that they had lower expectations from his perspective going into season 1 of The Mandalorian.
No wonder Star Wars.
What do
fans-
you guys think about that? Do you think the expectations were lower for the? I mean, lower than now, maybe. Low expectations going into it? I don't think so.
I think there were high expectations, but I think in the article they said, they were lower than a movie. We'd not gotten a live action TV anything since the holiday special. So it's really not hard to top that. So the expectations were already low. And then you pile that it's not a new movie. It's just some TV show with a pretty backwater character who seems like he's not going to have any effect to the main story.
New character we didn't know, not a legacy character.
Right. It's just like, you know what? It's a cool Star Wars show. We'll watch it, basically. I don't think anyone was expecting the level that we got. I mean, we got movie quality stuff, and I think that blew us all away. So, yeah, it's going to be tough to beat that in season 2.
What do you think? Expectations were they low going into Mandalorian season 1?
I feel like they were low before Celebration. After Celebration, everybody was really excited because we got a lot of
Some behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We
a
got
trailer. Did we get a trailer? We didn't get a trailer.
No, I
we got a 5-minute scene from the first episode. Yet we
true.
still don't have a trailer now. But I feel like yes, the expectations were low, not as low as now though, and I can understand why they might think that the expectations
Not as low as now.
Oh no, they were lower than they are now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can understand why they thought they had low expectations for season 1. Because
Okay, so is this a problem going into season 2? Are the expectations just way too high for The Mandalorian season 2?
Well, I think if they bring in those characters that have been rumored to come in, like Bo-Katan or possibly Boba Fett or things like that, I think
Rex.
that could really help. But again, it's going to be tough to beat because the things that they did in the first season were amazing. I mean, bringing in Baby Yoda, no one saw that coming, and that immediately just launched the show. So they're gonna have. I feel like they'll have to bring in some pretty heavy hitters or some pretty big plot lines to make it work. But I think they've got room to do that. They've got characters they can bring in, and they can make the story larger and more influential to the larger story of Star Wars in this season. And I think that'll help meet those expectations.
I think that what would be enough for me in the season is knowing the species of Yoda and Baby Yoda.
You want to know what the name
and
of
the name of Baby Yoda
species
is, and the
Like
name
Baby
of
Yoda's name?
Baby Yoda's name, and the name of the species. I want to know what
His
the
name's a
species
child.
Ha ha.
He has a real name. You talked about this a few weeks ago, but I mean that would be enough for me.
That's all you want from the show.
That's
they
all
could release a 30-second clip of them talking about that, and you're good for season 2.
Yeah,
no.
For me,
Okay.
but no, not for other people.
So let's talk about Dave Filoni, who's awesome.
He's a cool guy.
He's one of the I don't even know. Well, I'll just say this: I watched more of the Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, yesterday, and I am still more and more convinced that he needs to be running Star Wars. But anyway,
Are you a hater?
No, I'm not a hater. I think Dave Filoni's amazing. I didn't say anything negative about anybody else because I don't feel negative about anything else with Star Wars. I just think that Dave Filoni gets it when it comes to Star Wars, and I think he needs to be making all the decisions for it. Anyway, on why Mandalorian works, this is what he said. Quite simply, I'm not even going to try. Well, quite simply,
no.
I can't do it.
You need a hat for it to work.
You can't do it too slow. You got to kind of just talk
normally. I can't do, Dave.
Just let him read it.
Yeah, quite simply, we didn't overthink things. George started with these very iconic characters whose relationships are very clear, and then introduced what's at stake for us, the fate of the child, says Filoni. And audience tends to enjoy a story by sticking to tropes and characters they understand, like a gunslinger in the Old West. So it was a clear story and a fun adventure, even if you've never seen anything in the Star Wars universe. Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the reason why tropes and cliches exist are because they work. It's like the Arthurian legend story. You look at Star Wars and it follows that legend to a T, and there's a reason why that works, and it's still used today in a lot of movies. So I agree. You've got to use a good basis so people understand right off the bat what's happening in the story. Wow, I totally lost my train of thought there. Sorry. You use that to get them started, but then you have to switch it up and make it a little fresh enough to keep people interested.
Awesome. Yeah. BB Nate.
The tropes are always good to bring people in, and then you add stuff on like Baby Yoda and then other side characters that really make people keep going. But seeing a cool gunslinger in the Old West is always a fun thing to go through, and that's what can draw people in. That's what drew me into the show, because I'm like, it's just gonna be a
not a Jedi.
I'm like, it's just gonna be a cool Star Wars Western show. It's gonna be fun, and then we had so much more on top of it. So awesome. I think that's why it worked.
Filoni had some things to say on what it's like working with Favreau. I don't think any of this is a surprise for us, especially having watched Disney Gallery, The Mandalorian, but I think it was really interesting. I'll come up with ideas, and sometimes Dave will say, actually, this is
Favreau on
talking
Filoni.
about Filoni. Yeah.
There you go.
Hold on. All right. So John, is that his name?
John.
Yes.
That one guy?
Yeah.
That one guy's talking about the other guy, and he says, I'll come up with ideas, and sometimes Dave will say, you can't do this in Star Wars. Then I'll cite examples from the movies or Clone Wars to try to use as a justification. I'm like a lawyer talking to a judge. I am to him as he was to George. I won't do anything without Dave's approval. And to his credit, he understands that Star Wars needs to be fun and ever evolving. Thoughts on that relationship and working together?
It's so cool. But that goes to show that Filoni is first and foremost a fan of it. So is John Favreau. I mean, he went and cited things from movies, but it's good to know that the series is in the hands of two guys who enjoy the franchise and want to keep it fun and entertaining and what it was always supposed to be. But it's kind of cool that they're like, he's like, Filoni's like his own personal story group on set.
well, Dave is story group, you know.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. Article seems also to unofficially confirm Ahsoka Tano, Boba Fett, and Bo-Katan. Thoughts? Seems like it was there.
Yeah, well, the Boba Fett thing was a little bit more vague. They just talked about Tamara Morrison coming, and they said it could be Boba Fett or a clone
Or Rex. Or
right. But they did mention it, so that's either confirming the rumors, but I don't know if that's fully confirming the character's appearances. But
Sabine was mentioned.
That's
no
true.
Thrawn, no Ezra. There was all those rumors for a while about those guys.
I was never
back.
super confident in those.
Yeah. What about Santa Claus? Did that rumor get debunked?
I think so.
He's not coming. Okay. The time for a season 2 trailer is quickly slipping away. If one is coming, it'll probably need to happen very, 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 very soon. When it does, we're going to try to do a reaction video on our Facebook Watch and YouTube channel, so you can follow us on both of those to make sure that you don't miss it. All right. Next one, Poe Dameron's history with Zori Bliss and the Spice Runners is revealed.
I think you use that clip every week.
No, I haven't used that week clip in a long time.
Yes.
So anyway, young adult novel Star Wars Poe Dameron Freefall is out. There's a great article about it on ScreenRant.com and a couple others out there that I've looked at. It helps fill in some of the details regarding Poe's time as a Spice Runner and his history with Zori Bliss. You guys did read those articles, right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's.
First off, the Spice Runner sounds like a band name. I feel like that could be a Star Wars band name.
That's a cool name.
Yes, the Spice Runners. I think we should start that. I'm going to copyright that. Anyway, so it's about I guess like the quick little synopsis is basically Zori Bliss and the Spice Runners get stranded on Yavin 4 for a bit.
That even sounds like a better band name.
Zori
Bliss and the Spice Runners.
Yeah, there we go.
It's like Huey Lewis in the News or Gladys Knight.
Modal Note, Figure and Dan in the Modal Notes. That's the band in the cantina in episode.
Oh, you're not a fan.
Wow. I'm so out of it today. Okay.
You're tired.
Wow.
You didn't sleep last night.
Anyway, they get stuck on Yavin 4, which is where the Damerons live. Apparently, Poe just got into an argument with his dad, and he's all pissed off. So he's like, "Can I chill with y'all?" And they're like, "Sure." So he joins the crew, and then they go and do a lot of illegal stuff, like spice running, and eventually. Zori and him, they kind of they like each other for some reason.
They have feelings.
They have a chemistry. And
what was that?
I don't know.
But
But eventually they capture like a rival gang or something like that. And the Spice Runners are like, we need to execute them. And Poe's not for that. So so
Poe basically turns the table and like saves these bad enemies, and then he has to leave.
And then he joins the resistance
after seeing a hologram of Leia.
Yeah, so that's like the general story or plot.
BB Nate, how do you feel about a criminal version of Poe Dameron?
I kind of like it. I mean,
I kind of like it.
I can go higher if I need to.
Let's not. We're good.
But it's really cool to see the different side of Poe Dameron that we started to see at the end of Last Jedi, and kind of saw a little bit through Rise of Skywalker. We saw the different versions of Poe Dameron, but it was cool to see a full book fleshed out about what Poe Dameron's past was. It kind of felt like it was a book that was trying to kind of really quickly bridge what happened for Poe Dameron's
trying to fill in the holes, and they're like, all of a sudden Poe Dameron was a Spice Runner and Zori Bliss, and what was all that in this movie? And they had to,
and then they're like, oh yeah, just
retcon.
Like, hey, you guys go write a book about it, and
230-page book, go write it.
Yeah, so
it's a short book.
Exactly.
That's normal.
Young adult novel.
Yeah. Young adult. I guessed. I don't know.
I think it was cool. It
was
a
young adult
I think it's
novel
a cool story
about drug smuggling.
You know what? It is what it is. What it is. Is what I'm saying today. All right. Of course, Poe Dameron was played on screen by Oscar Isaac, who's going to be appearing in Dune.
I still need to watch that trailer.
It was good.
This coming Christmas.
It was good.
It looks interesting.
I need to watch it. I haven't even seen the original Dune.
We'll get our.
I
haven't either.
Nothing about that.
I haven't either. I just know that lots of people feel like George Lucas ripped off Dune when he wrote Star Wars.
I've heard about that.
So, all right, Daisy Ridley isn't completely shutting the door on Star Wars, so that wasn't the quote I wanted.
Heard that one a couple
Let's try
times.
this again. Daisy Ridley isn't completely shutting the door on coming back to Star Wars. There we go. All right. Sources.
Short clip.
That was a little
Okay,
underwhelming.
quick
After This
question.
is the way thing.
I can
though.
understand us using this is the way and who talks first multiple times. When are we ever going to use Ray Skywalker again? Or did you
for
just
this hot take.
for this hot
For
take?
this one,
You're not.
you don't like it?
No, I just don't understand.
I'm just gonna trigger a bunch of sad.
Oh, yeah.
Sad
Oh,
fanboys.
so if we ever are talking
I just
about
want to play it over. and
okay,
over
so
again.
if we ever start talking about toxic
Hold on,
fan
hold on, hold on.
bases,
Everybody, hold on. Shh, shh, shh. Wait for it.
Yeah.
So if we ever start talking about toxic fan bases, just play that clip.
Shh, shh, shh. This is a beautiful sound. All right, all right. While most of Star Wars fandom was trying to wrap their collective heads around the idea of Rey Kenobi, many may have let a nugget of info slip through the
Now I want
cracks.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that sounds good. In an interview with her Murder on the Orient Express co-star Josh Gad, Olaf.
Wait a minute, he was in Murder on the Orient
Yes, he
Express?
was. He's filling in for Jimmy Kimmel Live, and they were interviewing each other, and they were doing it through Zoom. And
That's weird, but okay.
we live in a weird time.
These are unprecedented times.
These are unprecedented times. Ridley said, "I mean, the world is a crazy place right now. 10 years seem an awfully long way away."
Wait.
That's what she said.
Wow.
I say never, but to me, Rise of Skywalker was tied up in a bow. Before you answer, wait for it. But then, is Daisy Ridley really keeping her options open, or is she just kind of blowing smoke here?
Yeah,
Who's going to go
That's
first?
good.
I'll let you go
That's
first.
great.
BB-Nate.
I think she's like, if they ever want me to go back and it's gonna be paying a lot of money, I'll go do it.
She's taking the Harrison Ford approach, right?
Yes. It's
Yeah,
what if
I'm never going to go back to that Star Wars movie. I don't want to do that anymore. $48 million. All right, I'll do Star Wars now. Okay.
Pretty much.
it's, yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. If they pay her a lot of money, she'll go act. It's what happens normally. And so
But I don't think it'll be anytime in the near future.
no, I don't think it'll be anytime soon. And I don't want them to necessarily leave the Skywalkers alone. Let them live. Let them be at peace.
I know I know we've talked about this before, but like, where do they go with Star Wars now that the main, what it's been for the past 40 years, all about the Skywalker?
Well, the answer to that question right now
It's the Mandalorian
is The Mandalorian.
and Rebels.
No, it's The Mandalorian. So you've got that whole storyline.
Cassian.
Cassian, which is pre Star. There's
Right.
no Skywalker involvement in the rebellion at this point. I mean, we have Leia, but we don't even know that. Are we going to see a young Leia in Cassian? Do we get our Millie Bobby Brown moment?
No.
No,
Cassian.
way.
You're going back 200, 300 years with the High Republic stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to the unknown regions with the Chiss, with Thrawn stuff. And I think that the Thrawn stuff is tying into the Ahsoka, Sabine, Ezra stuff for that. So
Interesting.
yep, interesting.
All right.
Ridley has a number of projects in various stages of production right now, but we'll have to wait and see if Star Wars may come calling again. All right,
Nice.
Dryden Voss, that one dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
He isn't usually on most Star Wars fans' list of greatest villains. However, Solo Star Wars Stories hinges on this character and Han and Beckett's insane plot to pay off their debt to him. But Dryden Voss that we got on screen was originally going to be a very different character played by a very different actor. And what's even cooler is that the real Dryden Voss wasn't the real bad guy anyway. So, all right, comment on there if you can hear our voice audio on the video while it's muted on our podcast recording. I just got to know.
So I guess I didn't see this in the article. Who was he going to be played by again?
Michael B. Williams.
Remind me who that is again.
I don't remember.
Do I know this guy?
Yeah, you do. We've talked about it.
Give me a second.
All right.
What's the guy's name?
Michael B. Williams. We're like mic on and everything.
Oh, cool.
This is like twice. Both
See,
of you guys.
Nathan
Sammy
did
messed
it.
up.
Now I do it. I
Sam
did it.
messed up. I'm okay now.
Yeah.
This is a real unfiltered episode.
So
y'all.
let's talk about that just real quick. We'll come back to
Let's
it
talk
in a
about
second.
that.
Michael K. Williams. That's what it is.
Okay, good. Because
See, it's right there on
B.
the notes.
Williams
Michael
was
K.
music guy.
Yeah, that's a different
Oh, yeah,
Michael
that's the
Williams.
guy.
Michael K. Williams. I don't know. What his
Okay,
name is.
he looks vaguely familiar.
Yeah. And initial Dryden Voss thoughts. Are you gonna just
You
yawn?
okay there?
I
Nate?
don't know. I'm a chronic yawner.
Where did we see that recently?
Chronic
Uh,
AFE. That's where I got it from.
Oh yeah, that girl
See?
said that
Yeah.
she was a chronic
I
goner.
didn't
Because
know
that was a
this.
stupid
Initial
statement.
thoughts on Dryden Voss, Sam?
He's
cool dude.
interesting. We gotta do it at least once an episode. No, I think he's a really fun character. He's that cool, calm, collected, but under the surface, really crazy bad guy. Best example I can think of, and this will be good for you, Nate, is like
Thank you.
Lex Luthor or something. You know,
You're
on
gonna
the
go there.
surface, Lex Luthor is really composed. He's this great businessman. He's brilliant, but if he needs to be, he can be completely crazy and flip the switch and go on a murder spree if he needs. So I like that kind of character because on the surface that doesn't quite seem like what's going on underneath.
Sam, or what's your name?
Nathan.
I'm
You're
Sam.
Sam.
No, you're pointing the wrong way.
You're Sam because the camera is flipped for me. I don't know why. Anyway, you're Sam and you're Nate. So Nate,
Yeah.
Yes.
you go.
Yes. Okay. My initial thoughts are that he's just a really cool character. I love the kind of the businessman approach that for a Star Wars villain we don't normally kind of see the.
Yeah, it's always like a super villain.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm a bad guy. I have a cool breathing apparatus. Ooh. But no, this guy's face flares up sometimes. So
That's such a cool feature that they threw.
I
in the
know.
last minute.
but
I
it's a lot
love
like
it.
it's a lot like how they mentioned in the article. It's a lot like that chick in the Freemaker Adventures.
Crap, I remember. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I've
Nabe,
never
I think
watched
that's
that.
what it is.
Yeah.
But her face when she gets angry, it does light up and has those things. Why are you staring over there?
I'm looking at you on the screen right now on our video. So
Okay.
It's really disorienting.
It's so strange. But I mean, it's such a cool feature, the face, and I just like the version of Dryden Voss that we got. I'm happy they didn't go the other direction with the look of him. I like how they made him human, but not really. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
Awesome.
Is
I-
it near human?
I like Dryden Voss. I love Paul.
Paul Bettany.
Is
Paul
it
Bettany.
is it pronounced Bettany? I always want to
Bettany.
call it
It's-
Battani, and I know that's not right.
Wow.
I think my first recollection of seeing him in a film was in A Beautiful Mind. He plays one of the
Who's in
does.
Beautiful
he's
Mind?
one of the
did.
hallucinations.
He
I always remembered seeing him in Avengers or not Avengers.
Well, yeah, but that was
no,
before
Avengers.
that. So
Yeah, I know
we
that.
saw him
Fantastic
first in
Vision.
Avengers, but then you saw him. Dad saw him first in Beautiful Mind.
Right.
Yeah, so he's a fantastic actor, and it was fun to see him play that character, and he plays it with such he elevates the story because of the way that he carries himself, this mafia don type thing, which I think you were going to even talk about that. So I'll just hand it off to you, kind of, since I'm already going to start saying what you're going to say. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's a gangster, really, but not like Jabba the Hutt kind of gangster. He's, I don't know what the best way to put it.
A
He's not.
mafia don.
He's a mafia don,
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you know,
mafia dons.
But
are
like
like
I
I'm going to make him an offer. he
but I
can't
felt like
refuse.
Jabba was more along those lines. He's more like a illegitimate businessman in a sense, like the guy who'd be running the books for the gangster.
Okay, I see what you're coming.
see where I'm
from
coming
on that.
from?
Yeah,
Because he's not like the hitman or whatever, or like the top guy. Because we'll get into that. Anyway, he's a businessman and a gangster at the same time. He's always, the first time we see him, he's on the ship, right? That I forget the name of it.
space yacht.
The space yacht, right? And the first time we see him, he's like, he just got finished stabbing this dude. And immediately after, he puts the dagger down and he's like, get this out of here. I got some guests to attend to. After all, it's a party. I mean, he goes from literally killing a dude to it's all business in half a second. He's able to put on this really pleasant business look whenever he needs. But at the same time, he's also able to flip the switch. And if he needs to kill, he's able to kill. They're sitting there discussing what they're going to do about the whole coaxium thing. And he's like talking to Kira, or no, this is actually at the end of the thing where he feels like he got betrayed and he doesn't have the coaxium. He's looking at Kira and he's like squeezing her neck, and you can see she is scared because she knows what
she's
he
terrified
can do.
of him.
Right. She knows what he can do.
Mm.
It's really, again, and this all goes back to the actor as well. He's able to portray both sides super well. And I think that's a really neat characteristic to see in a villain like that.
He wasn't always, like we talked about kind of at the beginning of the segment here, he wasn't going to be Paul Bettany. He was going to be Michael K. Williams, African-American guy. He was going to be a mocap. character, and that's the way he was actually filmed in the Lord and Miller version of it. And then they scrapped that, and I guess Michael K. Williams was filming something else. We talked about it at the time, was filming something else, and couldn't come back for reshoots. So Paul Bettany was like on the phone to his buddy Ron Howard. He's been in lots of Ron Howard movies, reaching out, begging for an opportunity to be in this. When he found out Ron Howard was going to be doing Solo, he just wanted any kind of part,
right?
In a Star Wars movie,
yeah, exactly. And so he got a chance to not only be in Solo, but to be the bad guy, in Solo. And they changed up everything because I think they couldn't do the mocap stuff because of the time crunch that they were on. BB Nate, talk a little bit about what the Michael K. Williams character was looking like it was going to be.
So the Michael K. Williams character was going to be a very, very, very different from what we saw. A little bit of a tease. He wasn't going to be humanoid at all. He was going to be, well-ish. He's going to be, they described it a half lion, half man. It sounds like something from Narnia, but
yeah, it's like a satyr or something.
Yeah,
the goat or centaur or whatever.
Centaur, I think is what you're going for.
But it was, and there was a picture of the concept art bust of him, and it didn't look quite like a Lasat.
It looked a lot like a Lasat.
It looked
to me.
close.
Yeah.
But then the snout was out too far to be the Lasat, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Because I like
Rebels is your thing.
Yeah, the Rebels is my thing. So, it's just that was gonna be who we were gonna get, and now that I go back to it, I'm like, I don't know if I would have liked that.
It would have been.
It would have been.
It would have felt very different if that had
Very
been the
different
case.
film.
But I like the lines that like show when he's angry or worked up. I think it's a really neat.
Yeah, and they weren't originally. I mean, that's not like a plan that was in during filming.
No,
they didn't tell Paul Bettany that was going to be happening. They didn't know. Afterwards, in post production, he sees some clips, and he had heard from Ron that they were going to be doing it. He sees the clips, and that's the first time he knew that was going on. So,
wow,
that was pretty cool. Here's the thing I think that's interesting about Dryden Voss. It's so hard to go back to the first viewing in your mind, right? Because of what happens after he's dead. He's not really he is the bad guy, but he's not the one pulling the strings.
Yeah,
he's
they
not
mentioned that.
The puppet master. He's a secondary bad guy. He's the face of Crimson Dawn. He's the face of evil in this. And that twist is really significant, not just because you get to see Maul, but because it changes the way that you view this character. You see this character as being this puppet that Maul is controlling from behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, as much as people are scared of Dryden, Dryden's scared of Maul. That's why he has to.
Yeah, I mean,
perform.
And I watched it yesterday. So did you know I watched Solo yesterday?
No.
Yeah, you get upstairs playing video games. BB Nate was doing whatever you were doing. What were you doing?
Fun
watching.
Watching Fandom.
Yeah.
And I was down here downstairs watching. I watched Solo.
Cool.
And it was so fun to watch Dryden Voss, because they knew we were going to be talking about him on the show. Watch him and realize he's got some fear in him. He's not just at the very end. He knows that there are people he answers to, somebody he's answering to, and you can kind of pick that up in the way that the characters is played in this. So is Dryden Voss the bad guy, or is he just the face of the bad guy in this movie?
Well, I think he's certainly a bad guy. But I don't think he can be considered the bad guy.
Like the villain.
Right. He's still being controlled. Like throughout the original trilogy, the bad guy wasn't Tarkin. The bad guy wasn't Vader. It was the Emperor. But both of them were technically bad guys. So
is he the villain? BB Nate?
No, I'd have to say Maul. That's what I still agree with that. Maul is the main bad guy of Solo, but Dryden Voss is definitely the face of the villain because
of his face.
Yeah.
Oh, because the face is weird. I get the joke.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense. Well, for this week's dad moment, and I forgot the clip, so I am your father. All right.
Okay,
this isn't always what it seems.
Deeper voice.
I can't do it. Dryden Voss. Well, let me go back here. Life isn't always what it seems. Dryden Voss is evil. There's no other argument. But he's not the ultimate evil facing Han and Chewie. And it isn't until the end of the film that we see who's really been pulling the strings in its maul. And life, honestly, guys, is the same. We see darkness all around us. Evil is everywhere. But that evil is often being manipulated by something behind the scenes. From a Christian worldview, which is what we have, we know that this evil isn't physical. Paul wrote that our struggle isn't against principality, or isn't against this world. It's against principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in the spiritual realm. And understanding this, you good? He's the whole
Nice timing.
the whole time. Understanding this changes the way that we view life. So,
All right.
Next week we're going to talk about Count Dooku.
Ooh, fun. This will be fun after listening
bad
to
guy.
the Dooku Jedi Lost again pretty recently.
Yeah, Duke is a great character. I would have cosplayed him at Celebration this year had there been a celebration.
Well, now you got more time to be ready for it.
Yeah, hold on just 1 second. So I've for all you watching on video, I've paused.
Why?
So I can add the anything else clip
Oh, that's a good idea.
because I forgot to do it.
Anything else? It was perfect.
Oh no, I don't. I've got it. All right, so we're gonna go back to record. There we go. All right, so is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
So there is a new Lego Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina, and it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy, and it's beautiful. And I need it on top of the giant Star Destroyer and the giant Millennium Falcon.
That's on top of the giant Death Star.
On top of the Death Star and a Slave One.
Two things you need before you can have
A job.
and a place to live, because we don't have room for any of that.
Yeah,
All
that's
right,
true.
next one.
Oh, wait. So Star Wars Squadrons goes gold just under a month before release.
It's pretty
It hasn't
good
been released and it's already gone gold.
That's
for
impressive.
pre-sale. That's
that pretty good?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
That's really good.
That's awesome. And
I was a little worried it was going to underperform in sales.
It's because
but-
you guys went ahead and bought it. It's once
Oh,
that happened.
oh,
it
it was
put
that
over the
one
top.
sale.
It's like whenever we go to like a restaurant or something and,
And
it's
it's
completely
completely-
dead and we go in and then it
And
starts
then it
getting
fills up.
super busy.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to social distance when we walk in the room. All right, Ewan McGregor confirms
It's our magnetic personality.
what we thought he already confirmed about the Kenobi series. Everybody's like, all these articles are like, he said that it's a limited series. It's a one
standalone
season
series.
Didn't we like say that like
I think
2
so.
months ago? We
I think
reported
so,
that he's been saying that. I'm sorry, Star Wars news is quiet right now, so we got to make up stuff. Okay,
Hey, we are not
Um,
Mike Zero.
no, we're not making it up.
Oof.
I think that like there's other people that are reporting and making up stuff. So,
Okay.
yeah, anyway, so.
All right. So please give us a review on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Podbean. Trying to list all of them.
You can just if you listen to it on a podcast, find out how to give us a review.
yes, there
That's all
we
we're
go.
asking.
If you can, but not Spotify because Spotify.
I took it off. I took it off so you wouldn't have to say
He
it.
just
no, but
wants
I
to
just
say it.
I
He
can
likes
say
it.
it. Okay, it's where to listen, where I listen to all my podcasts, so people can know about it.
All right.
So please give us a review. It helps people find the show.
It's been
and,
a long time since we had a review.
and it
makes
helps
us feel
our,
like we're not doing
it
good.
helps our personal
Egos.
ego.
it
yeah, we
does.
need-
It
yeah.
does.
And then
we're
go
fragile,
ahead
so-
and follow us on all our socials like
Yeah,
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all at Tatooine Sons.
at
At Tatooine Sons. And then join our discussion group. And you'll be able to see all our content first. You'll be able to see these live streams on Facebook. You'll also be able to see that on Twitter and YouTube as well. But it allows you to interact with us, help kind of shape the show. If we have any questions for you guys, you're able to answer them for us. And plus, it's just a lot of fun discussions.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a good show. I mean,
This was a little
a
rocky
little bit
this week.
disjointed, but when you try new things, there's hiccups, and so there were some hiccups with this.
but it was fun,
But
and that's what matters. in the
We
end.
did have
We
fun.
had fun.
and next we'll try to do a little better next time. So, is that cool? Anything else you guys want to say?
May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.
It didn't play. Dance it out. Seriously, we
Are
got to
we-
dance it
are
out.
we
We're on
muted?
video.
Are we muted?
Come on, dance it out.
This is how I always dance.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we got to do the papers.
Get your papers ready.
All right. I have.
I almost gave my eye a
clue.
paper
That was a
cut.
short episode too. We only did 50
was
minutes.
short?
50.
That felt kind of long.
It did.
Not in a bad way,
It
but-
was not very
Okay.
good. All right. So
That
we're
was
back.
fun.
No, we're not.
Put your
doing it
headphones on.
video.
No, I thought we were gonna do what we have to do at the end, and Sammy and I always throw our.
No, that's later. We got to do the Q&A.
You're frozen and everything else. So. How'd it go,
I need
guys?
to readjust my.
I was a little rocky, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun.
Let's
What
go
if-
through some of the quotes on the comments that you guys
Quotes?
had on
Okay.
there.
We have quotes.
First of all, we've got our buddy over there, Star Wars Studios, been waiting for this all day.
Good
Thank
for
you
them.
very much.
Aw.
Even though his next comment was the one that, not
Ugh.
so sure how I feel about it. Sorry, the Clone Wars is a
Uh,
lot better, he says. So,
No, it's not.
You're so wrong.
We're not thrilled about that. Cam Ray, he can't wait to rewatch Mando. So just watch it. Turn off Pirates of the Caribbean
Isn't that hard, right?
and watch it.
Yeah.
I can't believe, Cam, that you haven't seen Rebels. Cam, you're in Tampa. All right. So we need to get you over here, and we need you to watch this a little bit together, and just let you.
That is sinful.
All right. We
You
had
can't-
Michael Condon
Hey.
jumping in here. Whoops. Hold on. Saying hey yo.
Heyo.
Yeah, just so you can see if there's anything else. Mom, my Grammy.
Oh.
It's all because of COVID-19. Not sure what that was in context of, but
I'm sure there's something.
yeah, it made sense. His name is Baby Yoda. That is correct.
Yes, that will forever be his name.
JG. What's up, JG?
Hey.
Dryden is a bad guy, but not over the overarching villain. I still wouldn't want to see him in a dark alley. So,
That's a good point.
yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
We did it. Any other thought? I don't see any more comments on here for us to review. We're gonna probably close this thing off and end
Get
the
some
broadcast.
dinner.
Grab some dinner, and
What is dinner?
I have no
it's-
idea.
We're on our own tonight, gentlemen.
I want some chicken nuggets.
We don't.
No, we don't
No,
have.
you're
I
eating
know.
something.
No, we
have
do have
here.
chicken nuggets actually.
Oh, the ones that Dylan didn't eat that we got for him while he
Yeah.
was here?
That was like a month and a half ago.
They're frozen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
Okay. I
frozen.
thought they were like leftovers.
No, they've just been sitting in the corner. They got all sorts of stuff on
All
them.
right.
More
On-
protein, right?
On that note, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
We love you
May the-
guys.
may the
Thanks
force
for
be with
watching our show,
you.
listening to our show. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thank you.